soft and warm next to mine. Time is standing still for you and me, so silently, talking with our eyes, knowing no goodbyes. Love me till love, oh, summer night. Summer night. Summertime. Oh, summer night. Summer night.
Hi everyone, welcome along to Ski Sunday, episode number 13. I never thought it'd be turn into episodes, but yeah, it has. This is number 13. It's been going from the start of the year, but yeah, welcome along. I hope you're having a nice Sunday, whatever you're doing. It's Easter. I'm in London in the UK. Yeah. Hey Pixel Chaos. Yes, I was out for a run this morning and it was absolutely gorgeous in the park. Beautiful sunny weather. Lovely spring. It's still pretty cold. I think it's going to be cold tomorrow here. It's forecast snow, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But yeah, hope everyone's well. And thanks for all the follows that have been coming in. I've sort of been getting a lot of support for this one actually, which has been great. So let's crack on. What I'm going to be doing today is just going through a couple of the projects from this album. It came out last week. It's by Str4ta, which is a project by Bluey from Incognito and Giles Peterson. The album's called Aspects. Great artwork by Robert Gallagher. And yeah, the vinyl came this week as well, which I was very happy with. Hand delivered by someone from Brownswood Records. So thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. So yeah, I'm going to be going through two of the tracks, Steppers, Crusade and After the Rain. They're both on the B-side. And yeah, it's kind of a pertinent time to do it really, because it was around this time last year that I actually played on the tracks, and it was pretty soon after we went into lockdown in the UK, and for a number of reasons I kind of moved down to Kent. I moved my studio down to Kent, and kind of set up kind of down there. I was down there for a few months, and it was really great to have these projects to be working on alongside my kind of day job, and yeah, I was really kind of happy with how they came out. At the time I wasn't really kind of so sure on kind of like really kind of what they were going to be, what the project was. Blue had explained to me a little bit about it, but it's really nice to sort of see it kind of come into fruition and actually be released. So yeah, it's cool. So what I did, or basically Bluey sent me some rough mixes. They were mixes that they'd done, basically backing tracks that, he sent to me just to kind of overdub on. So I haven't got the individual parts, but I just took those, synced it up in Ableton, and then just started coming up with parts. And I think I maybe once or twice I would sort of send stuff back to Bluey, and he'd kind of give me feedback, say, you know, I like this bit, maybe you can develop that bit. So I thought it'd be quite nice just to kind of go through some of those parts now, some of the keyboard parts. So I've got Ableton Live here. For anyone that is kind of new to this or is, you know, not familiar with music production, Ableton Live is a DAW, digital audio workstation, and it allows me to kind of record parts into it, basically. So that's what I've got here. I normally have my Push 2, which is the controller, but I've replaced it just for this one with my Korg Minilog synthesizer, analog synthesizer, because on Str4ta's Crusade, which we'll look at as the second track, I used it on a few parts, and I'd sort of forgotten actually that I had. So I thought, well, I'll bring it up now. But yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is just give you a playthrough the backing track, and it's actually it will definitely sound different to the final mix on the album. So let's just play that now and just check it's all coming through. Oh, that's not a good sign for the CPU. What's going on there? That's pretty nuts. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit live now and just load that back in again. Got some sort of major CPU outage or something there, so let's load it back in. And while we're loading it back up, I'll show you this, which is, I don't know if you're living in the UK or you might have seen some links, but there's a great article in The Guardian yesterday, and it was all about the untold story of British funk and Brit funk. So yeah, check that, and it's a great feature. Loads of amazing pictures, Freeze, Light of the World, High Tension. So yeah, if you happen to pick that up in your local newsagents, then check it out. Cool. So let's try loading this back in again. Here we go. After the rain, let's hope it loads up and doesn't give me the crazy CPU that I just had. I know I keep saying it, but I'm running everything off one computer at the moment, and I think it'd be really great at some point to actually kind of have a dedicated streaming computer, because it's quite a load, I think, on the old CPU. But cool, yeah, I hope you're all well. Here we go, it's loaded up. Great. So far so good. Nice. Okay. All right, I'm just going to drag this down here. There we go, and then I can drag that back up. And let's just give that a play now.
For me to gather your attention, I didn't come to change your mind. No.
Okay, so this is the backing track there. Let's just give that a play from the start.
For me to gather your attention.
Whoa, that's pretty mental, isn't it? Must be the streaming that's going on here. It's not normally that bad though. Let's have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the other track, I think, and see if that is as bad. It may just be because I've got so many synths here. So let's just quit that and just load up the other one. There we go. All right, so let's load it again. Try it again. We'll get there, I'm sure. Here we go. Cool, and what I'm also going to do is let me just check the activity monitor as well, because maybe that there's something that's kind of going on in the background that's causing some heavy CPU usage. Well, it's the OBS that's causing it. That's the main one. There we go. Okay, well let me just see if this is, it could just be the project basically. Let's go. Let's try Str4ta's Crusade. Here we go. See if I get a similar thing on that. Yeah, it's definitely kind of going a bit crazy, but let's just what I'm going to do is just see if I can increase the buffer size. Maybe that'll make a difference. And I'm also going to just mute all this stuff as well. That's causing a lot of CPU stuff, isn't it? So maybe I wonder if I just actually literally just get rid of all these tracks. Let's just see if that's going to make a difference. So I'm wondering if it's the synths that are causing the problem, because I've got so many synths. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's have a listen to this through. And what I'll do is I'll just, I think we'll go through the chords first, and I'll just bring up a sound here. There we go. All right, so we got that. Let's just have a play through first, and then we can maybe just kind of bring up the sounds one by one. Cool, so let's have a listen to this, and we'll just go through the chords. And I've actually written out the chords as well here. So this is just the raw backing track. So let's just have a look at the chords, shall we, for this? By the way, I should say before I carry on, the people that actually played on this track. So this Peter Hines, amazing keyboard player. He played keyboards. Drums are Francesco Mendolia. Bass, Randy Hope Taylor. Great to hear his amazing kind of bass playing on this. Guitar by Bluey, and percussion by Joao Kaitona. So yeah, this some really great playing. So this is kind of, I didn't play Rhodes on this. I kind of did the synths on the top. But let's just have a look at the key signature. So we're actually in F sharp minor, and it starts off like this. So got C minor 9, B minor 9, A major 7, and then a G major 9. So sorry. And then we've got the kind of main A section, which is this. So it's F sharp minor 9, going to a B. So it kind of goes to the Dorian there. F minor 9 again, and then shifts to a G major 9, then back to the F sharp minor 9 again, then up to the D major 7, and then we've got that nice kind of turnaround riff at the end. So maybe let's just play along with that, and you can. I'll try to kind of keep the chords up there so you can actually see them. So this is all kind of riffing on the F sharp. Just kind of riffs around on that. It's really nice. And let's go to this next section. I'll just loop that around. So let's just have a look at that. So I'm calling this the B section. So it goes to, sorry, let's go back on the roads. Where are you? You're there. There we go. So the B section, it kind of goes up to the 4 chords. So B minor 9, C sharp minor 9, down to the tonic, F sharp minor 9, and just stays on that. Again, B minor 9, C minor 9, F sharp minor 9, and then this beautiful chord here where kind of an E over D. You can make it even nicer actually by doing kind of that chord there, and then to G major 9. So that's that section, and what other sections have we got? I think there's one other main section, which is this. So the bass. So this is definitely kind of going, it's modulating, going out of key. So let's just look at that section. Let's bring the chords back up again. So we've got the D, C, A and E in the bass. And then in the right hand, the chords, from what I hear anyway, because I didn't play this originally, this is Peter Hines. We've got an A minor, and Peter, if you're watching this, maybe you can put me right. We've got an A minor over D, and then a G over C. So it's kind of making like a C major 7, and then C over A, and then slash chord there we've got kind of D over E. So beautiful. So that's basically it, and then let me just go back to the outro. That's just riffing on 4/5 5 1. So B minor 9, C sharp minor 9, F sharp minor 9, very minor 9e. So what you're hearing is flute on this, and I think that I'm not sure if actually flute was kept on the original track. I'll have to kind of reference and go back to that. But that's what I was given anyway. This is the raw backing track. So yeah, you're hearing a kind of a raw uncut version. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back now. I'm going to bring up the project, and I've got an idea of how I can fix this CPU, because it's obvious that all the synths I've got running are messing up the CPU. So I've got an idea of what I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to bring up the original track again. So don't save. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all the tracks, and then I can kind of bring them in one by one, which is a shame I can't play them all together, but hey, that's just how it is. Okay, so there you go. You can see, ooh, CPUs, maybe it's going to be okay. All right, let's just bring that back down again. So let's have a look at some of the parts. So actually the first thing that I did was that I jammed something down on the mini log. I'm just going to mute everything now. Just that might make a difference. You never know. So this is just me kind of having a little jam around. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all these tracks. So if I go to my project, I mean, this is quite a good little tip anyway, to be honest. And if I just do new folder, and I'm going to do hidden, there we go, and I'm going to drag these into that one by one, and then that means that I can bring them back one by one. Oh, I've done the Juno, don't want to do that again. Okay, let's do this. I wonder if I can do them, if I can just drag them all at the same time. There we go. Not actually that many tracks in this anyway, so here we go. It's interesting because before these streams I do like a test recording with the software that I'm using, which is Streamlabs OBS. And the recording is like totally fine, but it's obviously as soon as you actually start streaming, that's when it's starting to kind of really use up the CPU. Right, so I've now hidden all those. There we go. So if I now select them all and delete, that should have a significant impact, there we go, on the CPU. Cool, so what I was doing, I was just playing you like literally the first little run through I had, where I was just playing something on this mini log. There we go. And this was completely free, no MIDI at all. But there you go. That is the riff that I came up with, and that was purely from improvising. So we don't want to listen to all of that, but that's really interesting because I had even forgotten that was it. So yeah, that's definitely the benefits of just kind of vibing something down. So let's just bring back this now. Maybe I just need to do it one by one. There we go. Right, so that basically turned into this riff. And you can see the MIDI there. Now it's the mini log. So let me see if I can actually get that sound up now. What I need to do is so I've got a big kind of delay there, unfortunately. But this is the sound. It's I actually called it level 42 ski because I think it really caught my ear as being a real kind of like Mike Lindup-y kind of sound. Just let me just play the actual riff on another sound. There we go. Where are we? Rhodes. All right, so let's just take that off again and just listen back to the audio. Kind of using some kind of modulation. So that's the mini log. So let's just now bring in let's just see how the CPU is affected if I just bring in the next sound. Here we go. Right, so this is another mini log sound, and I'll just play that to you now. So I saved this sound as well, and this one is called Bluey Moog. Let's just see if we can listen to it. Not the MIDI. Let's see if we can bring in the audio. No, we can't. Why can't we do that? Ah, that's why. So I think I kind of adapted it. Unfortunately, I've got such a latency here because I'm sort of streaming probably. But anyway, that's the sound. So yeah, it's got quite a lot of sort of noise on it as well, actually, which there we go. There's that noise. I don't know if you can hear that. I kind of left that in. I think it gives it a bit of kind of, you know, roughness in a way. So I think this was just really just kind of improvising stuff down and recording it as MIDI. And you can see that I was kind of editing things in and out here. And it's a bit of a question and answer, I suppose, with that other part. That riff. Okay, and what do I do in the B section? taking a real lead from that flute, actually taking a lot of inspiration. In fact, let's just have a quick listen to the original track. I didn't really need to open Spotify, to be honest, because I think it's on my hard drive somewhere. But hey, let's listen to it from Spotify. Why not? Hey, Funky On. Sorry, I've just checked the chat. Hope you're well. Yeah, they are really amazing chords. Peter Hines, genius, absolute genius. Hey, there we go. Right, let's have a little listen. Let me just check this is going to be coming through Streamlabs. Yep. So no flute. So we really are listening to a rare version, and also just listening to the intro. So they even lost the original intro. Here we go. Because I remember doing something over the top of that as well. What was it? Maybe it was this Juno. I think this is probably where the CPU is going to start going crazy, because this is a rolling cloud sound. Okay, let's find it. It's the Juno 106. There we go. There we go. You can see the CPU shooting up there. But I remember just doing this over the intro. And then that comes back in the B section. Okay, so get rid of that for the moment, because it's just crazy CPUing. Let's bring in something that's, I know for a fact, is much less CPU intensive, which is the towel. And this is the funkiness. There we go. So I've actually pitched this. I must have thought it was kind of easier to play in F minor rather than F sharp minor. So I'm mapping. It's slightly different on the towel, where with the LFO, it's basically a trigger. So I must have done something where I basically mapped the normal modulation to the trigger, because it's not. I don't think it's normally mapped. But anyway, yeah, that's the kind of. Let's have a listen to some of those parts. going up an octave. What do I do in the B section? Ah. Okay. Okay, so I imagine I kind of did a similar thing in the second verse. I think that was it for that part. Okay, let's move on to the Selena string synth. There we go. Just kind of very simple pedal. Now you might see this thing here. Let me just see if I can make that bigger. There we go. So this, at the time, I had my DX7 set up in the studio in Kent, and it's my first keyboard, first synth. Absolutely love it. But one of the major flaws of it was the fact that when you're using it as a sort of MIDI controller, it doesn't send out a velocity above 100. So this was the first little Max for Live device that I made, basically, which was like a scaler. So if you basically hit the keyboard DX7 as hard as possible at 100, it would scale it up to 127. And I built it just because I wanted to use my DX7, because the keyboard action is so nice. So that's why I've got this on here. I think I soon sort of stopped using it as my MIDI controller in the end, because I just thought it was all a bit sort of too random. But anyway, that's what I used on this track at the time. I'm going to bring the Selena up so we can listen to it. There we go. Beautiful synth. I have actually played a real one before, but I think this does a pretty good job, to be honest. Let's just play it in this section. It's looping. Then it comes in the outro section, the more kind of Latin vibe, just kind of playing high pedal notes. Make it nice and kind of light and airy. I love what the bass is doing there, Randy. So again, they got rid of the flute. When I say they, I'm talking about Charles, Bluey, and Mo. Shout out to Mo Hausler, who mixed this record and recorded it. But yeah, they basically got rid of the flute and just went for this synth. Which, to be honest, I wasn't really kind of playing a solo. I was just kind of playing some nice parts to sort of sit underneath the flute, almost like not trying to get in the way of the flute, because I thought it was going to stay there. So yeah, going back on sort of thought processes here. Okay, so that's that. What else is there? I think there's one other sound, which is the SH101, and this is another Roland Cloud sound, so it might be going crazy. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. So this is the sort of one bit of synth really that gives it a bit more grit, and I'll just bring it up now. So I first used it in the intro section. I have actually got a real SH-101, but this Roland Cloud version of it is pretty amazing, I have to say. I've managed to pretty much kind of completely recreate or get exactly the same sound when I've wanted to put something in. So my one, even though I've had it serviced, it's still a little bit noisy, unfortunately. But anyway, where else did I use it? Because I've got some, yeah, there's some automation on here. There we go. Nice. And I've got some chorus on here, and this is by Tal. So this is basically the chorus. They've just taken the chorus effect unit from the Juno 106, and they've just made it like a standalone plugin. I don't know if you can hear that. I mean, that's the SH-101 on its own. Let's just bring the SH-101 up actually as well, so we can have two. There we go. So that's one, both of them. So yeah, that's nice. So did I use it anywhere else? Oh, okay, yeah, so I remember now, in this middle section, I basically kind of echoed the, or shadowed the bass. Let's just bring up my keyboard. Just play it. But kind of automating the filter cutoff. So there we go. There are the parts. That's Str4ta's Crusade. I'm just going to use the opportunity to show the album again. There we go. And I think we should now go back to the other track, After the Rain, which is the one I think I was going to be starting with. Now I think I've figured out what is killing my CPU, which is those Roland Cloud synths. So I think we'll go through the same process. I'm going to quit live. There we go, and let's just close that. Let's just get up the chords for After the Rain. Which should come up, and then we'll load up live as well. There we go, it's loading. I'll just use this opportunity actually. Just a quick plug. If you were watching from the start, you might have seen my kind of starting screen. And I was actually playing a track that I released quite a few years ago on my label, Prime Audio Records. And seeing as we're on the kind of Brit funk theme, it's a cover version of Level 42's Love Meeting Love from their early tapes album, which is amazing. And it features Valerie Etienne, who I've worked with over the years in bands like Galliano and on her solo record, Two Banks of Four. And yeah, I did a cover version, released it, and it's now on Bandcamp, so you can buy it if you want to. There's remixes. Actually, yeah, there is another version, which is a remix version. Let me just see if I can load it up. While I'm doing that, see if it has live loaded. Not yet. There we go. It has. Amazing. All right, let's just continue my plugging. There we go. There's even a remix EP as well, which I'm just loading up. There we go. It's got a house mix. It's got Stevie Soul Hero remix, as well. So yeah, check it out if you can. Right, so let's just go back here and just drag this onto this desktop. There we go. And there we go. Instant CPU killer. You can see it's at 112%. Pretty horrific. So let's just do a similar thing here where we just create a new folder and let's just drag all the parts into folder, and then we can just bring them in one by one. I think that's the best thing to do. Out of interest, let's just see which are the, if there are any Roland Cloud ones here. Oh, no, we've got JX3P, and we've got the Juno 106. So they're the killer dillers. In fact, rather than just doing them all, maybe we should just drag in the Roland Cloud ones. And then we can, that should have an impact on the CPU. Okay, there's the Juno 106, because I definitely want to play those parts because they were good. All right, so let's just, if I just delete those now. Let's see what happens. Right, back down to 22. There we go. All right, let's just see if this is playing now. Great. Right, let's mute the parts and we can take a look at the chords. So this is very similar vibe to the last one. Bluey sent me this. Hey, Crypto Romancer. Thank you very much. Oh, cool, nice. Thanks so much. What do you prefer to be called? Ski is my name. It's my nickname anyway. But yeah, call me Ski. So yes, this is the track I got sent, which is all sort of nicely synced up. And this is something I do. Well, I do when I do my sort of deconstructions. I do it because it's a really good analysis thing to do, basically chopping it up, the track up into the different sections and then colouring the similar sections, so like verse or chorus or whatever, because it just allows me to like shoot quickly between the different sections and know it's like, okay, well, I've got those chords there, I can kind of copy them over. Hey DM, how you doing? Watching on YouTube, I believe. Great, welcome along. I hope you're having a nice Sunday. Started off a little bit shaky with my CPU, but I've now highlighted what it is, so we should be fine now. Okay, so I've muted the parts. Let's just have a quick playthrough now. So this is raw, uncut, unmixed from April, May last year. This is what Bluey sent me with the brief of put some keyboards on.
It's so good to see the light of day.
Vocals.
After the rain, come together, we can dance and play. After the rain.
All right, let's just have a listen through to the sections.
It's gonna take a little time for me to gather your attention.
So I'm just going to bring up my...
No, that was never my intention.
Where is it?
To be understood like we know we should.
So I'm just searching for the chords.
Things are not the same.
This track's called After the Rain, by the way.
It's so good to see the light of day. After the rain, come together, we can dance and play.
There it is,
After the rain,
hiding underneath. Just going to drag it over
to
there.
see the light of day. After the rain, come together, we can dance and play. After
I think that is enough to go through the chords. So what do we got here? So we're in F minor. Let's bring up my keyboard, virtual MIDI keyboard. There we go. I actually figured this way, if I can actually drag it, because I've got multiple windows here, I can drag it so that it's pretty much exactly where my finger is, and then I can do this. Wow, that's amazing. Technology, eh, when it works. Okay, so we're in F minor here. They are the chords to F minor. So we got the first section, which is D flat major 7, I would say. Then going straight out of the key signature to a G flat major 9. Down to the tonic F minor 7. So back up again, and then rather than staying on it, it goes. That's a little kind of step up. So we've got A flat over B flat. I think I was listening to this intently because, again, this is Peter Hines on this, and it's got sax by Paul Booth as well. But same lineup as the other track. Randy Hope Taylor on bass, Blue on guitar, Joao Kaitona on percussion. But yeah, Peter Hines on keyboard. So he did the Rhodes on this, not me. I'm just kind of going by what I hear. But I have to figure out the chords in order to add the synths and stuff afterwards, because otherwise I wouldn't know what I was doing. So it didn't sound like he was playing that third there, which would have taken it to the Dorian. So sounds quite nice though. And then it goes to the sort of turnaround at the end. After the rain. Well, I'm not singing very well. So that's like a B flat 9. And then it goes to this, which is a D flat sus2 over E flat. I couldn't hear that third in there, but hey, Ecto D Tree, thanks for following. Really appreciate that. So yeah, that's the kind of chorus section. I'll have a little play along in a minute, and then we've got the verse section, which is very simple, but in a very effective way. So F minor 7, G minor 7, A flat major 7, and then going to the chorus. And then what else have we got? We've got a chord section, a sort of stab section, which is let me just play that section now. It's here. So it's kind of the outro, basically, start of the outro. Where are my chords? Oh, that's it. I know what I'm doing now. I know what I wrote. Okay. Let's just go back. Actually, there's no chords. The chords come out here and it's just bass. There we go. nice. Going to the G there. Now on the outro, there's a slight deviation, which is hinted at in those stabs before.
It's so good to see the light.
Let's just see where we are.
After the rain.
Here we go. Let's go into that G.
It's so good to see the light.
So I'm just trying to sort of switch between the chords, showing the chords and actually playing it as well. So let's just bring them back. There we go. So we're kind of going on that D flat major 7, G flat major 9, but rather than going to the F minor 9, which it did in the main verse section, it goes to G minor over F, and then to like an F sus2. And then it changes again the second time round. G minor 7, A flat over B flat. So just a nice little touch there. I love analysing chords because there are little things that you just wouldn't probably notice, but then they just do have an effect. And I think the effect that has at the end is it just lifts it up for the kind of outro section. All right, so look, there's enough of the chords. Let's just have a look at some of the sounds that I used. So the first thing I put in was a mini moog, and I'm going to bring it up now. This is the Arturia Mini Moog. Here we go. And the part that I played was this.
It's so good to see the light of day after the rain.
So let's just make it a bit louder. I'm also going to make this a bit louder as well.
It's so good to see the light of day. It's so good to see the light.
Apologies if the music was all a bit quiet earlier.
It's so good to see the light.
So the actual sound is basically it's like fifths. So if I just play the different oscillators, so that's a fifth up. So yeah, that's basically that's unison octave.
Come together, we can dance and play after the rain.
So that's kind of, yeah, I think, quite a kind of hooky little melody, which I put in there. And then all these parts here are just answering the vocal. Similar kind of riff. Thanks, Ecto D3, sorry. I'm hoping you would approve. He's my hero. Okay, so that comes back.
After the rain.
Okay, so that's that part. Similar thing, I've probably just copied those parts over. is basically what it, you know, it's serving its purpose there, is giving those little kind of melody parts. What's it doing in this section? Same. So yeah, that's really all that part is doing. I think that was the first part that I put in. The next part was Selena. So again, similar to the last track, you know, generally kind of doing the same kind of thing, same kind of purpose, really, just lifting it up. Let's just listen to it.
It's so good to see the light of day after the rain. Come together, we can dance and play after the rain.
And then in this section,
So good to see the light.
just want to say I love that push.
It's so good to see the light of day after the rain.
So nothing really that special about that part at all. Just classic kind of Selena. But I think since I've had that Selena string synth, Arturius Selena, it's always the kind of go-to synth really for that kind of high pedal type thing. I mean, I've got other string sounds and other synths that I know do it, but it just does it so well. Okay, now this is maybe a little bit of a story, because the next part that I put in was this, and I'm just going to solo it, and it's another Arturia sound. It's a clavinet. Will it load up? Yes, it will. Now, I remember spending ages over this sound, trying to kind of get it right, and this is the part that I put in. And I was just I tried out various different clavinet sounds, and I just wanted to have something that was sort of like bubbling underneath. If I just play it with the track.
It's so good to see the light of day after the rain. Come together, we can dance and play after the rain.
I think it just does that. So there's this part as well. Let's just listen to where else I use that. So there was me kind of thinking, Blue is going to love this. He's going to love this part, because it's clav, Herbie Hancock, the whole thing, you know. But then I sent it to Bluey, and he said, you know, that clav sound, it just doesn't sound very authentic at all. Why don't you replace that riff with a CP80 piano? And I was like, what? Are you sure? In my head, obviously, I didn't say that to Bluey. I would never have said that. But so I tried out this. This is the Waves Electric Grand, and it really is the sort of the genius of Bluey as a producer, because it sounded.
It's so good to see the light of day after the rain. Come together, we can dance.
And it totally references that kind of Brit funk sound. It sounds awesome. It's There's a lot of processing on this, as you can probably hear. So I took off a lot of the bottom end. And then I put on this compressor as well, the LA2A. I mean, there's quite a lot of effects that you can put on anyway, just actually within the plugin. But I don't think I've kind of used anything really, apart from, okay, there's the chorus. Let's just take the chorus off. But it is a pretty good sounding plugin. And then I'm imagining, yeah, it's going to some reverb as well. What have I got on the reverb? Oh wow, so that's just an Ableton reverb. I thought that was something fancy like the EMT 140 or something, but it's not. So yeah, so basically that was the end of the clavinet. Although I've just listened to this part here. That part, and then also so I kind of did a massive repurposing, and I used the Poly 6. There we go. This is the Korg Poly 6, part of the kind of Korg collection. Let me just play that now. So how that was repurposed was that section that I just played there. This one.
To be understood like we know we should. Without need for blame when things are not the same.
So again, that's just sort of bubbling underneath. And then I also used it here. And then we can see we've got some automation there. That's just automating the cutoff. I mean, that's interesting because it's 122 BPM. So it sort of lends itself to a bit of a remix there. I might even try a programming in a beat in a minute, a house beat. Cool. So that's that. Then I've got some parts that I think I just played down without any MIDI at all. And these were just some. I think these are from this as well, the Korg Mini Log. We've got a swoosh sound here. And that's I've got the echo on there, which is the Ableton Echo. What I love about the Echo device is the reverb, extra sort of reverb it's got on. So if I just play it without it, I'll just turn it up a bit, and then if I just take it so that's just got stereo delay on, not even ping pong. Normally I put ping pong on those, but didn't. But then add in the reverb, and you can actually increase the stereo width of it as well. just killer. So these are just sort of providing, just sort of reinforcing the different sections. Just wondered if I've actually got that sound in here. I think it's called Ski Swoosh. Let's just see if I can bring up a track and bring it in. There we go. So yeah. So that was something I do quite a lot, is just improvising that just down the whole track, and then sort of varying things like resonance and cut off, and then just sort of chopping out the bits that I want to keep. So you can see actually here, did it quite constantly.
It's so good to see the light of day after the rain. Come together, we can dance and play.
You can see everyone is different, slightly different. So yeah, obviously using the LFO. Let's just take that. There you go. I'm just adjusting the rate and the intensity. There we go. Take some samples if you want. Yeah, when I first got the Minilog, I was not sure about it, but I've just used it so much now on tracks. There's some killer sounds, like there's one that I use. This one here. I mean, yeah, got to actually play the right chords. It does sound very analog. I think I was trying to emulate something from, you know, like David Sylvian's Japan. Similar to the other one, but so that's the lead sound. So yeah, and it's great because obviously you can store all these sounds as well, and which has been very useful for this session. Anyway, so that's the swoosh. What else have we got? We've got another part that I put in, which is this. Okay, so this is quite similar to the SH101 that I put on the Steppers Crusade track, which is... Oh. So again, no MIDI. I think I must have just played this down. It's probably like one of the last things that I did. And let's listen to the effect that it had. quite nice there. So John, do like keys on Minilog? Is that a question? Is that a statement? Do I like them? I love them, but yeah, I absolutely love the Minilog. I have to say, normally I have my push 2 here, but unfortunately I haven't got enough cameras, so I had to swap it out. Yeah, Minilog is special, I have to say. And this sound here, did I put any effect on it? Oh yes, I just put this little micro shift on this, which is kind of similar really to that Tal chorus. Let's just take it off, because obviously the Minilog is mono, so I just wanted to sort of stereo it out. John, yes, I do. I love it. I really love it. I would thoroughly recommend it, actually. Yeah, I'm a big fan of hardware, and I think this is quite a good example where I was actually just not doing stuff as MIDI and just playing stuff down and then just editing it and picking the bits out that I liked. So like in the outro section. So now we're going to do a bit of CPU killing. I think before I do that, let's just bring in, there are 2 parts here and they're both Roland Cloud. So they sound great, the synths sound great, because it's pretty much just like having the actual synth there with you. So it's already gone up to like, it's just going crazy. But what part is that playing? Okay, so this is quite an important part. Although I think it's playing along with the Mini Moog. Is there anything I can do to lower the CPU? There probably is, actually. It says optimize for lower CPU usage. Maybe less voices. It's a lovely sound. So that part there is, I think that's being played on the min. I know it's not. Oh, no, it is. So it's pretty much just kind of mimicking what that Moog does, and just all right. So anyway, that's the JX3P, lovely. And then one final sound, which is the I think this is a Juno 106, and this is the outro sort of arpeggio section, which is this. Oh dear. Hey John, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Let's just see if we can do anything here to make it less CPU heavy. Options. Optimize for lower CPU usage. There we go. Let's make it 2 voices. There we go. Okay, let's bring in the automation. Let's turn it up a bit. It's quite nice reverb on there. Okay, so there's the automation on that. So there we go. That's the outro bit. It's a Juno 106. If I wasn't streaming, then this computer could actually handle it, but unfortunately it can't. So yeah, that's the parts really. Now I just wanted to try something out. I just wanted to put a house beat underneath something. Where was the part? Was it here? Okay, let's delete the arpeggio. Let's give ourselves some space here. Right, let's try a 909. This is a little impromptu remix. Let's have a look. There we go. So let's just try the core 909. And I'm going to have to play everything in on the keyboard because I haven't got my push. Thank you. Let's just lose that. Okay. You can see that this is one of the kind of updated kits. They've now you can actually vary the amount of macros that you can have. So they've just reduced this to 4 macros, which is quite nice. Okay, so because we've got no functionality with push, I have to put the quantize on here. So okay. Okay, just put in that in basic beating for the moment. Put some effects on this. Okay, let's put some reverb on that. Let's just do our own thing. Okay, let's go for some EMT 140. lower that down a bit. Okay, let's just okay, so we can kind of expand this out a little bit now. Let's just try speeding up a bit. That's quite nice, isn't it? So let's just take that and then just drag that over there. And let's just do set 1.1 there, and then quite interesting if I just try quantizing that. Looping it. All right, let's just see if we can do the. Let's just loop it like that. I thought you could just do right click and then it's going to loop it, but it's not doing that for some reason. Okay, maybe let's try roughing it up a little bit. Let's try a bit of Redux. Okay, I wonder if there's any other parts that we can grab from here that is usable. Maybe we've got that. We've got the, oh, we've got the. That's interesting. I'm going to add a bit of reverb to that as well. Could be quite nice. We can mess around with this sound a little bit. get rid of. Okay. Let's just try putting that in. Get rid of this one. Let's try Selena. Okay. Might see if we can put some of the other sounds in here that we might have. Right, just turn that clap down. Bit of reverb. Okay, what do we got here? So that part was actually in the original, but let's play it in anyway. Okay, that's quite nice. Just loop that second part. Maybe try a bit of ride cymbal coming in as well. Not a big fan of the 909 ride cymbal, to be honest. Much prefer the 707, but still. out here. Okay, let's turn it down, put a bit of reverb on that. Let's just put that in, and here we go. Let's record that in. Okay, well, that's a little idea, isn't it? I'll save that for the future. You never know. But look, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in and getting involved in the chat and everything. Thanks to Bluey and Giles for giving me the opportunity to play on this record. And I think you never know, there might be another one in the pipeline. But yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for following. You might have seen there's some links to my Discord server. And if you fancy subscribing, there's a Discord channel, a special sub-only channel. If you're very much appreciated. But yeah, thanks Funky-On. Thanks GP for saying feeling it, much appreciated. And I'll be back. And I'm sorry that I haven't been doing some midweek ones. I've just been really trying to finish off my album and just kind of really trying to hone in on that and concentrate getting it done. But thanks a lot, everyone. I will definitely be back for some more midweek ones very soon. But yeah, take care. Enjoy the rest of the Easter weekend, if it's Easter you're celebrating or whatever you are celebrating.